James, how's everything going?
Yeah, it's good, thanks.
Fantastic. Let's do the weekly review, should we?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, James, could you tell me how things have gone in week 6 with your workouts so that I can note it down and send it to the personal trainer so he can improve your workouts?
Yeah, so this week has been really good. My workouts, I've enjoyed them a lot. I have seen a big growth in my biceps, so yeah, everything good.
That's great to hear, James. I'm really happy to hear your workouts have been going so well this week and that you've seen good progress with your biceps. I'll make sure to pass along this positive feedback to the personal trainer so he can keep up the great work. Thank you for taking the time to provide this update. It's really helpful for us to get this kind of feedback from clients like yourself. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too, bye. What you have just seen is a AI voice data collector for personal trainers, which will send a call every 7 days to get a weekly review from the clients of how the workouts made by the personal trainer for the clients were in their opinion, so he can improve the workouts towards the progress of the clients. So let's go into the build. So here we are in Blunt AI, the software that we are going to be using today to send calls to the clients of the personal trainers and create an account, or if you already have an existing account, log in and let's go inside. So here we are in Blunt AI. Normally, if we wanted to send a normal call, we will click on send call, and if we wanted to do a normal campaign just once, we will click here. But as we want to do a regular calls every day, every week, we are gonna go in this case to documentation. Here, what we're gonna use is this option that allows us to send a call inside make. So we're gonna create a Google Sheet with all the information of the clients, first name and number, and then we're gonna take it to an HTTP module, this code we have here, to create and send a call that then it will be triggered in a webhook to then start all the automation of getting all the information inside the Google Sheets so the personal trainer can take a look and improve the weekly workout that the client has. That's why firstly we are gonna create a Google Sheet. Let's create it, and this is gonna be we're gonna call it personal trainer client data. So here it's in the first page, it's gonna be client data, where we're gonna put the different clients and its numbers. So once we have put the data inside the Google Sheets, as you can see, client numbers with 3 numbers and client name with 3 names, let's gonna go to make.com to start the scenario to call these different clients. Here we are inside make.com. Create an account, or if you have already an account, sync in, and let's go to create the scenario. So once we have already created an account, we are gonna go and click inside create a new scenario, and this new scenario is the one that we're gonna use to call the clients of the personal trainer. We're gonna call it calling personal trainers clients. Next step is gonna be go to Google Sheets, and we're gonna put 2 modules of Google Sheets next to one to get one row, this one of the numbers, and the other to get the row of the names. So let's go, and we're gonna get search rows. Here we are. So next gonna be when it charges, put the spreadsheet, the sheet name. I will recommend you only put in column branch this one, and later we are gonna go here. So our objective is to say that there is no headers in this case, and we are just gonna put it's in a different way as normally, and we are gonna go with this. So we want if A, and we are gonna select in this case, where do you have it? Get range values. You could also do it with in this case search rows here. You could also use search rows, but I'm gonna use in this case get runs values, because we only want to get from this value to this one. We don't want all these other rows, we only want these three. So let's get runs values, and once inside, you're gonna have to select your preset. Next we get the seed name and the range. In this case I'm gonna go from B2 to C. We're gonna select B1 to D1. So let's put B1 D1. Let's click on OK, and we are gonna run it. As you can see, we have here the three numbers. Then we're gonna put another one exactly the same of get runs values, and in this case we want to get the names. So we are gonna go there and select again my spreadsheet ID. I will choose also my seed name, and in this case, instead of B1 to D1, we're gonna choose B2 to D2. We put it, and perfect. And also, I didn't mention it before, we're gonna add another row here of week numbers. So we're gonna add different numbers that it's gonna be the week. So then inside the next Google Sheet, we're gonna go with the information of each of his clients' week with him. So again, we're gonna add another Google Sheet get runs values, and in this case we are gonna choose again the file, this seed name and the range B3 to D3. After setting the third get range value, we're gonna add here a router, and as we have in this case 3 clients, we're gonna put 3 options in which we're gonna put 3 different HTTPs where we're gonna send the 3 different calls personalized to each one. So for 3 clients, 3 different HTTPs to do different calls. And let's go back here and let's start with this. So we will start with one, and then we will go copy everything in the other ones. So let's copy this, put it like here. Method, I remember putting post headers. Let's get these headers that we have here. Header, the first one is gonna be content type, and then it's gonna put here in value application JSON. Later let's add another header, which is gonna be authorization, in this case with your blunt API key here. Once you have finished with the headers, let's go here, raw content type JSON, and we are gonna go back to send call here. The authorization, we don't have to put anything here, but here we're gonna start with a random number, and then we will change it to the numbers that we got from the Google Sheet. So let's put our random number. Then in task where you are gonna put the prompt, I already have one, I'm gonna put it here. Pathway ID is not necessary, start node ID is not necessary, voice we're gonna put not. Then we're gonna go for wait for reading false, block interruptions false, interaction holding we don't have to put anything, model let's put enhanced, temperature I always put 0.2, keywords not necessary, transfer phone number not necessary, language let's put EN, English, and the time zone I usually put 0 Madrid, it's my time zone. Later let's go to start time, not necessary, voicemail not necessary, max duration 12 minutes, record turn it true actually, record true, from not necessary, web. Let's go to create a webhook inside Make, we'll paste it here. So we open another window inside Make and create a new scenario, which in this case is gonna be called differently. It's gonna be info on calls. Let's add a webhook, custom webhook. Let's click on add and let's call it personal trainer. Save, and we're gonna copy it and bring it here. So the webhook we're gonna use is gonna be pasted here, and what we have left it's answered by enable, let's click false. The next step will be to copy this from the curly brackets, copy it, and bring it here to request content and paste it. We're gonna change some things. So the first, we're gonna change phone number. We're gonna put the first phone number we want to call. In this case, we will have this one. We're gonna use B. Then first name. Yeah, I've put here the names. We taking it by gems with its corresponding number. Also important to add, as I have put here, the number of the week. We want the assistant to ask how has things gone in the number of the week. It says number week. We're gonna put in this case the number of the week of the corresponding client. Now what I'm gonna do is basically copy what we have here in all the HTTPs, but instead of putting the B's, I'm gonna put the C's in here and the D's in here. Once we have finished this, the next step will be to update the week number, as we will wait till the next week. So let's go here and we're gonna put here Google Sheets, update a cell, and we are gonna select the spreadsheet ID. In cell we're gonna put B3, and in value we're gonna put sum, and we're gonna put B3 and 1. So that's week, it will be week number 5. So that every week it will be one more, adapting to the number of weeks that the client has been working with the personal trainer. Now I'm gonna adapt this module to the other HTTPs, and it's gonna be the same, but only here the number of cells, so that the other 2 clients that we have will also have this operation done. And with this, we have already finished the scenario of calling personal trainers clients. So we can already go test this and go inside the webhook scenario, getting the info from the calls. So what I have done is gone to Google Sheets, and I've created inside this spreadsheet a sheet for every client. So if we go to client data, we have James, Max and Sam, and we have all of them here with the info of each week. And what we will do is when we call the 3 of them, we will trigger the data inside a webhook that will add data inside these weeks corresponding for each client, and then we will send a notification to the personal training so he knows that he has received the data. I actually recommend you, for this to work, to add here a sleep, make the execution be suspended by, this case, 5 seconds, and here 10 seconds. I'm gonna run this, and then I'm gonna come here with all code and all the info to continue creating the scenario. Once we have done that, we're gonna go here, we're gonna put a chatgpt create a competition, and here we're gonna put the model GPT-4o mini. At the message, let's go with system. Here we're gonna get the GPT to tell us which was the summary of the call and the week that the client has been working with the personal trainer. So let's write the prompt, put it this prompt, you can copy it. Then we're gonna add another final GPT, in this case to get with the same model and extract the number of the week. I use the concatenate take transcript. I will tell it extract the number of the week in which the client is working with the personal trainer. You will get the question of the assistant on how things have gone from this transcript. But before we go into actually integrating those data in the different sheets, we are gonna add 2 more modules. In this case, we're gonna add another GPT so that we can get the name of the client. We could do this by adding a tool inside Blunt, but it's gonna be easier this way, and we are not gonna have more complications inside Blunt. So let's put here the model GPT-4o mini. Let's add a message. Let's go with system, and here we are gonna tell him to output the name of the client the assistant is talking to. and we are gonna add the information of the webhook. The summary is okay, so then we are gonna go with the max tokens. We're gonna put 250. It's not necessary, you can put 0, many people put 0. And the temperature, I'm actually gonna put 0.2 because I like the temperature always to be a bit low. And we click OK, and the next step will be to send a notification to the personal trainer so he can know that the client has already answered the weekly call. I'm gonna do this via Gmail. You could do this by an SMS inside Twilio. It's a great idea. You could do this also with a normal email or with a message inside other platforms, but we are going to use Gmail in this case. So we go into Gmail, we go to send an email here, and we are going to put as our recipient. Remember first to connect your account because Gmail gives a little bit of problems when connected to the account. And here we're going to put personal, an example of a Gmail, a random one, personal trainer at gmail.com. It's gonna be always the same. It's gonna be the email of the personal trainer, and in the subject and the content we're gonna put the weekly feedback from the name we got from the GPT workouts. Hey personal trainer, the weekly feedback from the name again. Workouts has been already downloaded. This time was week number and we get this GPT. You have the feedback inside the sheet. We don't have actually to put attachments, it's not necessary. Let's click OK. And now it's the moment to really put the distribution of the seats. So we're gonna put a router and we are gonna put 3 of them because we have 3 clients and 3 different seats inside our Google Sheets for each client. So we're gonna get this GPT, that is the one that is gonna output the name, and we're gonna bring it here. So we're gonna go to choices, message, and we're gonna go to the content, and if content equals to max, we're gonna put it here, max. But here Google Sheets at a row, so you select the spreadsheet ID, we go to the sheet name, and in this case as we are with max, we're gonna put max. Table contains headers, of course, and we're gonna go week number. I'm gonna put the second GPT, its message.content, in which we were outputting the week number, and then inside info of the week we are gonna go to, in this case, the first GPT. That was the one that we wanted to give us the information of the week and the weekly workouts. We click OK, and with this is alright. And we are gonna put exactly the same for each other client. So we go here, we put here the name that was in this case this one. We click on choices, message, content, and we put here James, and we're gonna put inside the label also James. Next step, we're gonna do the same here. We're gonna repeat it, message, content, and in this case it's gonna be Sam, that was the other client we had, so it's gonna be label Sam. And then I'm gonna clone this and copy it to adapt it to James and Sam. So as you can see, it's exactly the same as the previous ones, just with the seat name changing. And from here the automation is finished. We will get every week the data. The personal trainer will get a notification every time new data is uploaded inside the Google Sheets, and we are gonna give it right now a try. So we are gonna run the scenario. I have increased a little bit the sleep and the seconds here to 40 and 50, and also we're gonna click on run once here. So we click here so that everything works. We're gonna have these seconds of space so that it can work well, and let's click on run once and wait the call. There you go.
How's everything going?
Yeah, thanks, good.
Fantastic, I'm glad to hear that. Are you ready for our weekly review?
Yeah, let's go.
Great, so could you tell me how everything has gone with your workouts this week? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions so I can pass that along to the personal trainer.
Yeah, everything has gone really good. My bicep has grown a lot. It's really big.
That's great to hear, James. I'm really happy to hear your bicep has been growing a lot. That's awesome progress. I'll make sure to pass along that feedback to the personal trainer so they can keep tailoring the workouts to help you reach your goals. Is there anything else you'd like to share about how the workouts went this week?
No, thanks, everything good, bye. So, as you can see, the scenario is finishing to execute as we put that cooldown of seconds, and meanwhile we got these webhooks waiting until the other scenario is finishing, and when it finishes it's gonna start running. When this comes down, as you are gonna see, it just finished, and as you can see it triggered also the call. So I called my own number, but the other two calls are reaching the random numbers I sent the call. So it will trigger this webhook that, as you can see, it was triggered in James, that was the name I got, and this would be this scenario. When we click on, it would be triggered every call it sent. So it will first be triggered with this call, then with the next one, and then with the next one. So it can put the info into all the sheets. So as you can see here, it has been completed with the email sent, and if we go here, we are gonna see that the week number has updated on one more. Previously here was 4, 7 and 9, and if we go to James, we can see that here the data is put inside. Sometimes it can give some errors, as it's not exactly, but it works most of the time. Now we're gonna go to the email to check that I have received it, and as you can see here, we have the email, the weekly feedback from James Workouts. Hey personal trainer, the weekly feedback from James Workout has been already downloaded. This time was week number 4. You have the feedback inside this sheet. You can see it has been sent and everything has worked perfectly with the notification. The scenario has been finished. We have set this in here to run days of the week. We can put only to run it on Monday, and at time let's put like around a good hour, let's put like at 5 p.m. We click on OK, and this way when we click on, it's gonna start running every Monday at 5 p.m. and sending all the calls. And also if we click here on with this, we could set the webhook to be triggered with all the calls from here we got, while getting all the info again inside this Google Sheets. So this has been all for the video of today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have taken value from it. So you have down a link to book a call with me in case you need help with something or you want to start a project similar to this. And that's all. Thanks again and see you in the next one.